everyone. This is Marie Palacios joining you here from Funding for Good's home office. And today we have a really hot topic: why faith-based fundraising is so important. Every time Mandy and I go out in public, we hear how ministries are opening up, how churches are working in the community, and we've just really seen a need for the faith-based community, whether you are a nonprofit organization who is faith-based, or maybe you aren't a faith-based nonprofit, but you want to generate support from the faith community, why this message is so important today. So just to put a few things in perspective, in 2017, charitable giving was listed at $410.2 billion in the United States. That is an incredible amount of money, and that was actually up over 5% from the prior year. So charitable giving is going up. We are seeing an influx of giving, and historically religious organizations have received the majority of those funds. In fact, 32% has been the average amount that religious organizations have received from charitable giving in recent years. So that's pretty significant information. Why does this matter to you? For lots of reasons. Most people come to Funding for Good and they ask us, how can I get into churches? How can I get, fundraising into churches? How can I get churches to support me? We're not going to go into all of the hows today. We're going to have opportunities for that later. But why it is important is the following. Churches nowadays see themselves as groups without walls. So the church believes that one should be out in the community. And that means more churches are investing in missions that are started by other people, other denominations. There's more interdenominational programs available, and that people are not necessarily just staying within their local church. As of many years ago, churches would do their philanthropy through their church, in their church community, but they really weren't branching out. Nowadays, that's not true. Churches are getting behind projects both at home and abroad. And what might surprise you to know is that 67% of church giving happens on days other than Sunday. So we always imagine that if we could just get in and dip our hand into the tithing bucket, that that's all we need for our mission. But actually, church goers and church tithers are giving 67% of their dollars outside of a Sunday morning tithe basket, which means there are new and incredible opportunities for every organization, nonprofit, ministry, whatever you may call yourself, to engage with these church members, to let them see what you're doing, to become a part of what you're doing, and potentially see what type of support they would like to offer. We also know that millennials are a different kettle of fish as it comes to philanthropy, that millennials are wanting to be much more active in the impact they create through their donors. So as we see the church filling with millennials, we see millennials out in the community, we have to remember that fundraising in the faith-based community isn't just about getting in the pulpit. It's about messaging what your organization and what your ministry is doing in a way that interests those members who are opening up their checkbooks, who are donating their time, who are bringing their children to be a part of your programs. It's all connected. So once again, why is faith-based fundraising so important? Because the church is many times the cornerstone of our community. These are people who are committed to the community, to the well-being, and feel called to give to their neighbor. And if your nonprofit is the neighbor down the street, why shouldn't it be you?